Okay, so this week's homework is all about factorising. So as soon as you see the word factorise, it means you've got to put it into brackets. So what we've got to do is we've got to find out what goes into 2x and also into 8. So that's the number 2. Now what do we multiply 2 by to get 2x? Well, 2 times x is 2x. And there's a plus sign. And what do you multiply 2 by to get 8? It's going to be 4. Question B. What goes into 3x and also into 12? Well, 3 goes into both of them. What do you multiply 3 by to get 3x? Right, that's going to be 3 times x. 3 times what makes 12? 4. It's going to be 3 bracket x plus 4. Next one. What goes into 4x and also into 20? The number 4 goes into it. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times something makes 20, so 4 times 5 makes 20. It's going to be 4 bracket x minus 5. Next one. We've got to find out what goes into 24 and also into 40. Now, obviously 2 goes into both of them. You've got to try and find the biggest number, otherwise you're not going to get the mark. So the biggest number that goes into 24 and also into 40 is 8. So 8 lots, and you're not supposed to know that straight away. You need to do some thinking about that. But what do you multiply 8 by to get 24x? It's going to be 3x. If you do 8 times 5, you're going to get 40. Now, one way to check it is once you find out a number that goes into it. So if you did 2, for instance, 12x plus 20, you could still factorise inside the brackets. So it means that you haven't taken out the biggest number. So if you have a look at the next one, what's the biggest number that goes into 8x and also into 12? That's going to be 4. It's going to be 4 lots of 2x plus 6. Next one, what's the biggest thing that goes into 9x and 21? That's going to be 3. So 3 lots of 3x is 9x. 3 lots of 7 is 21. Section 2. So now this one usually says factorise fully. And the reason that it incorporates the word fully is because it will be worth more marks and there's more than one thing we can take outside the brackets. So if we have a look at this one, the biggest number we can take out is 4, because there's a 4 that goes into both of them. But also there's an x. So what do you need to multiply 4 by to get the 8? That's going to be the 2. What do you need to multiply the x by to get x squared? That's another x. Now, what do we need to multiply 4 by to get the 20? That's going to be 5. If we do that, it's just going to be 4x times 5 is going to be 20x. We want it to be 20xy. So we also need a y in there. Okay, these ones aren't quite so straightforward. Next, what's the number that goes into 6 and 15? That's going to be 3. There's also an x that appears in both of them. So we're going to take 3x outside. Now 3 times 2 is 6, but we want x squared, so we're going to need to do an x times x. So it's going to be 2x. Then you need to do 3x times something that makes 15xy. Well, you're going to need to do the 5 to make the 15, but we also need a y on the end. It's going to be 3x bracket 2x plus 5y. Next, the biggest thing that goes into both of them is 5x. And just like before, 5x times 2x is 10x squared. And then what do we multiply 5 by to get the minus 15? That's going to be minus 3. And we also need a y on the end. It's going to be 3x minus 2y. Next one is even more complicated because we've got numbers and we've got 2 different letters that can go into them. So what do we multiply? What number goes into both of them? It's going to be 3. But we've also got an x and a y that goes into both of them. So we're going to take 3xy outside. Now what do you need to multiply 3 by to get to 3? We just need the number 1, so we don't bother putting that one down. But we've got an xy here, but we need x squared, y squared. So we need another x to multiply by and another y. And then the second bit, we've already got the x and the y, so we don't need to have any more letters, but we need to do 3 times 3 to get the 9xy. Well done if you got this one. These are tricky questions. So the next one, what goes into both of them? Well, the number is going to be 2, and the letter is x, and then y. So 2 times something makes 4, so that's going to be 2. But then we want x squared and y squared, and we've only got x and y, so we need another x to do x times x is x squared, y times y is y squared. And what do you multiply 2xy by to get 2xy? Just the 1. If it's the same thing, you just multiply it by 1. But a lot of people get caught out with that one. Next thing, the number that goes into both of them is 3, and there's an x and a y that goes into both of them. So that's a y. So what do you multiply 3 by to get 6? That's going to be 2. But we want x cubed, and at the moment we've only got x. So we're going to need to have an x squared in there to make an x cubed. You want to get an y squared, but we've only got a single y, so we're going to need to have another y. Minus. What do you multiply the 3 by to get 9? That's going to be 3. But we don't need any more x's and y's because we've got an xy here and we've got an xy here. So we get that. Now these ones, a lot of people find these ones a little bit easier, funnily enough. So because you've got an x squared, a load of x's, and then a number, people recognise that's going to be 2 brackets. Now the first thing that goes into the brackets is going to be the letter. X times x makes the x squared. Now the next thing we need to look at is this thing on the end. So what multiplies together to make 2? 1 and 2. Now how do you make, so if we do the nose, that's 1x. If we do the mouth, that's going to be 2x. How do you use 1x and 2x to make 3x? You need to add them together. So that's question A. Question B. So you've got x in the beginning of the brackets. And then what multiplies together to make 9? Well, you've got 1 times 9, or you've got 3 times 3. Which of these can we use to make 6? So it's going to be plus 3 and plus 3. We do the next one. What multiplies together to make 8? We've got 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. And which ones of these can we use to make 6x? Well, 1 and 8 we can't use to make 6, but 2 and 4 we can use to make 6 by doing plus 2, plus 4. And finally, x and x. Now what two numbers multiply together to make 22? You've got 2 times 11, and they also add together to make 13. So if you've got that, congratulations. And that's your homework done. Well done.